Hi, this is Sally Folk, and you're watching the Vocalist Magazine TV.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Vocalist Magazine TV. I'm here with Montreal musician Sally Folk. How are you doing today?
Very good, thanks.
Great. So we have a couple questions for you today about your current career, your past, as well as your future. So I guess we can start with our first question. How did you derive your name, Sally Folk?
I started writing about 7 years ago, and one of the first songs that I wrote was called Sally and Me. It's on YouTube. It's really easy to find, and it's a song where in which I speak about this this double personality trait that I use a lot when I'm writing. So that's how I decided to take on the name Sally.
And what initially inspired you to become a musician?
It kind of arrived by surprise because I used to own bars and restaurants before, and I had to withdraw from that scene, and I started just writing music. And I know a lot of people in the industry who managed to take me to the good people.
Great. And your music is mainly described as pop or more of like an indie pop, but what other genres would you say you try to incorporate into your music?
I'm really into the vintage and rockabilly, but we try to blend all these different styles. So we do bring a pop rock, but also on the album that just came out, there's some bossa nova on there. So we try to get out of the mold in which people try to put us, but rockabilly and vintage would really be like the main track.
So you recently released your second album, Deuxième Acte. So how would you say your inspirations have changed, or how has your music evolved since your debut release?
I think I've matured a little bit, and that has to happen because I'm not the same. Right now I'm 32, and I wrote the first album when I was about 26, 27. So I think I gained in maturity, but also in experience in which the words, because it's written in French, right? And the French vocabulary is very strict. And I just think I gained some experience on that point. But I think I'm a little meaner than before in the songs, seriously, yeah.
And who would you say inspired you? Were there any artists in particular that influenced you throughout the writing of this album?
I do listen to a lot of Elvis Presley and now Roy Orbison. I like them a lot. But for when I need a little class on the scene, I watch Tina Turner. Yeah, I go on YouTube and check out what she does because it really helps me for the stage presence and everything she does. I think she's amazing.
So the first song that you released off of this album was Les Heures de Visite, correct? So how did you come up with this song idea? What are some themes that you touch on in this particular piece?
It talks about a boyfriend that I have in prison, or that I had in prison. So yeah, we just play around with this theme, but to another extent, Les Heures de Visite speaks about all these little relationships that are not going to work because there's something else than love that makes it not work. And in this song, it's a big metaphor to say that it's like if he's in prison in his situation, basically. That's all.
And how has this success of the song helped you in your career?
Well, we've had many little successes since for the past 2 years now, but Les Heures de Visite did a #1, so of course it helps on the credibility of the project, of course, but I'm also well received by all the medias. Like, people are really nice to me, and that helps a lot. So.
And do you have plans for a second single release off of this album?
Yes, but I still don't know which one it is. I'm thinking about maybe L'Acrobate or maybe Chérie est à moi, but we haven't decided yet. But it's coming soon.
Okay, great. So now we're going to talk a little bit more about your personal style. So I noticed you have sort of like an eclectic style, maybe a little bit vintage. How would you describe your personal style?
You mean clothing-wise? I think it's important for me that the image go well with the music. I didn't see myself when I started 7 years ago going on stage with like a pair of sneakers. I never did that. So it was important to me that if I'm going to go into the vintage music style, I had to embrace the same the same dress, fashion style. And it's a style that I do like. I'm waiting for summer just to be able to wear dresses like in my personal life. So it's easy for me.
And how does your personal style affect how you perform on stage? How does it influence that?
It's like any job you're gonna do, when you're gonna go to work and you have to wear a suit or something, I think that you get more professional about it, and that's what it does to me. But I could do a show without all this style. It's just that it helps a lot. I play girly and stuff.
Yeah, and it sort of puts you into a character too, right? So that's always good. So what have been some of your biggest accomplishments as an artist?
I think the thing that hurts the most when you write your own songs is the song that is stuck in a closet or on your computer and that nobody hears. And so the biggest accomplishment is when other people on Facebook or on Twitter come to me and say, like, this song really helped me. And it happened a couple of times for the past years, so I'm really proud of that. That's my biggest accomplishment.
Great. And what are some of the challenges that you faced as an artist starting out?
I don't have enough time in my day to give attention to everybody, and sometimes that's frustrating. It's frustrating, but what people don't know is that whenever you're on TV, like let's say like on Saturday night, it's the whole Sunday after that will be full of like messaging and texting, and I'm a person who likes to answer like right away, and sometimes that's really frustrating because I just can't manage.
And so what do you have coming up? Any tours, any performances in particular?
A lot of festivals this summer, and then we're going to start the touring in September. And I know that we're doing the national party on the Sainte-Marthe-sur-le-Lac, so I'm really excited about that because we're going to do something typically Québécois. And we've even prepared a new single for the event, so that's going to be fun.
Can you tell me a little bit about that single?
It talks about love. Surprise, surprise.
So do you have any advice for anyone who wants to become a vocalist, aspiring musicians out there?
It's the same advice that was given to me a couple of years ago, is don't waste time learning other people's songs, just do your own songs.
So thank you so much for being here today, Sally. It was a pleasure meeting you and talking with you.
My pleasure. You can catch me on Facebook or on Twitter, and I'm there. I'm the one who manages the account.
And what's your Twitter handle and all that?
It's Sally Folk on Twitter, and Facebook is Sally Folk 1 at Facebook.
Perfect. Thank you.